10 years. Yes, the Defo Show, Defo and myself, has been doing whatever we do the last 10 years now. It is crazy to think. Defo tells the story of when we met, and it's pretty accurate. By Defo standards, he does embellish a lot. That story's not that inaccurate, to be really honest. I, of course, had heard of him. It wasn't just my dad. I had heard of Jeff DeForest. He's been a fixture in this market for a long time. But when you looked into him, you did get a lot of negativity surrounding him. And meeting him didn't feel that vibe, but what I will say is, it was interesting because he did say the things he has purported to say. When I met him, and one of the first things he said was, "Look, Mike," and he didn't call me Lubie. Remember, Lubie didn't exist. It's a name I never thought would stick. It's now a name. I'm in the middle of the street. I'm at a sporting event. People are yelling Lubie at me. I was Mike. He said, "Look, Mike, it's probably not going to even be a year. Don't get your hopes up. Don't get used to this." I said, "Okay." Well, 10 years later, here we are. And it's been one of the greatest experiences of my life, to be sappy and poignant and, emotional and sentimental. I was at a place where I didn't know if I would even be in this business. I was kicked out of this business. I was brought back to this business. I was doing promotions. I wasn't really doing anything on air. I wasn't even really doing much behind the scenes. I was really not involved in radio. And I met Jeff DeForest, and I've now covered not only the NBA Finals, I've actually asked Dwayne Wade a question after Game 7, leading to one of his most iconic comments in his history, to the point where he actually made a shirt of the comment that came from the question I asked. Been on the floor of the Final Four just minutes before tip. Covered radio rows from San Francisco to Phoenix to Arizona, which is Phoenix, to Atlanta, to New York, back down here to South Florida, Miami, for the most recent radio row, talking to some of the biggest names in sports and entertainment, something I never envisioned. Even in my dreams, my goals, I didn't know I would get to do some of the things I was able to do in these last 10 years with Jeff DeForest. And he is my mentor, and there is no one like Defo. And the show we do, it took me a while to get used to it, because I wasn't Mr. Sports Radio, but I was a big sports fanatic. And the way Defo did a show, I sort of just observed and figured out, okay, my role is to make sure to prop him up, allow him to be successful, and try and steer him in a way where people don't get pissed at us, we don't lose our job, and the bosses don't hate us. And we have gone through 10 years, so I guess I've been somewhat of a success. I do appreciate everything he's done for me, everything he's opened my eyes to, my world to. I appreciate the listeners, because it's funny, with all of our negativity about ourselves, we get a lot more support than you would think. And it's way more positive than it is negative. And the listeners are great, and they really do get what we do, and they enjoy it, and we enjoy them. The guests, we've gone from .com schmanks, some of the biggest names in sports and entertainment, and some of those people becoming friends. Leslie Visser, Billy Corbett, the Iron Eagle have become friends of ours, which is super cool and something I never thought would happen. So I am grateful, I am thankful, and I appreciate everything that we've gone through and where we are today. So Lubie's love for today is 10 years. I don't know if it's going to be 10 more. Like Defo says, we take it day to day, year to year, moment to moment. But it has been the time of my life. I appreciate everything that goes into the Defo Show. All of you, my family, my friends, the lovely Shirley, the Stang, Jers, man, everyone that is a Hialeah Park, Gulfstream Park, all land lovers have been with us a long time. All the sponsors that have stuck with us through the years are with us today. Texas Roadhouse, Cali Health Services. Tony Segredo was a big part of the show for years. Thank you. Everything that goes into this show has been meant the world to me, and I look forward to much more of the Defo Show into the future. This is Lubie's Law.